no longer the place to run when lost. Police run longer or be a lost place.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna listen.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just thinking.
I think this project was mainly inspired by the catalog of bodies that were just slowly, not even slowly, quickly stacking up that fell at the hands of police and police brutality, right? And there's always this question of, has technology made police brutality worse, or has it just shown light to all the things that we've already known? And I think it's much more the latter. You know, I think that this has always been a problem. It's always been an issue, and so this book was kind of an outpouring of my processing through all those things and trying to figure out where they land.
The government is opening hunting season early. Now, you know, hunters need two things to be successful: a good dog and a good gun. Gotta have something to sniff and some way to shoot. It's important to get as close to your target as humanly possible.
I think I want the book to be a conversation starter at the very base level, right? If all it does is go into a room and make people start to openly talk about issues that they've tried to hide talking about before, be confronted with issues that they've tried to say don't apply to them, that would be a great start. I think overall what I wanted to do is I wanted to start to tell the stories that we want to ignore, right? I want to provoke, I want to prod, I want to say let's find a solution, and I think a lot of the times we're not solution oriented. I want to take it to a place where we're not just identifying a problem, but we're finding a solution to the problem. We're willing to reform, you know, the way that police are trained. We're willing to, you know, think about how police interact with their communities, and we're willing to do the hard work of really looking at those things with an unbiased eye and realizing that there has been this fear that has crept in, and we have to do something about resolving it before we can ever just send a police officer into a neighborhood and think that that's going to work.
Pulse elevated, highways and moonlight, how we tremble together. This will be love.
I don't know how to write something that's not performed in one way or another. I think also it's something about being impacted by a performance that says I have to feel right now. Whereas when you're reading, we can get to something difficult and I can put it down, I can come back to it later. If you're in a performance, you don't have that space or that time. I want them to follow me at Live Life Deep. I'm gonna be that person. I also want them to review the book on Goodreads, right? Like a lot of times we don't think about things as simple as putting more than 5 stars really means something to authors. It shapes how we look at things, it shapes how we communicate, it shapes the access that we get, right? And for, as a writer of color, the more people say we need this work, we validate this work, you know, unfortunately we have to lean to readers to say that, to push towards publishers to say this is a difficult conversation but it's worth having. So I want people to engage in that way. I want them to feel like they want to buy a book for their friend, and not just because I want to make money off of it, because they feel it's necessary enough to pass on to someone. You know, those are the things that I want to see this book do.